Hi everyone, I wanted to do a quick video um, with regards to my tummy tuck that I'm gonna have done. I wanted to do a quick video about the things that I considered when I was considering what surgeon to go with to have my surgery done. So one of the first things that I did was I went on to a search engine and I searched for the surgeons that were in my area and within a reasonable drive. So anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. An hour seemed to kind of be like my top driving distance, just because, like, if I've just had a surgery, I'm not going to want to be in the car for a terribly long time. So then looking for reviews on them, I looked for surgeons that had the most reviews and then would have like the most star ratings on top of that. And I then took maybe the top 3 or 4 out of that list and I started to research them and their websites. I also found websites that specifically have reviews. They're specific for reviews, and they're specific reviews on surgeons and doctors, so that when you're going to have some type of a surgery done, you can do a thorough job of looking into which one you think is going to work best for you. So the one of the ones that I went on, I believe, was called Real Self. And so you just look up your surgeon's name, you get your 3, 4, 5, whatever surgeons that you're interested in. You type in their name, you can look up their reviews, information on them. And it was really super helpful. And so I began to read. I took a lot of time and I began to read the reviews, not just look for surgeons that had high reviews, but I wanted to read the reviews. I wanted to read like what people had to say about the different doctors that I was essentially interested in possibly doing my surgery. This is a really big deal. It's very, obviously very invasive. It's surgery. Um, there can be complications, there can be all kinds of things that can go wrong, and you can have there's botched surgeries, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to have infections or botched surgeries, or it to look bad. You're going in to look better, to improve yourself. So I began to spend a lot of time reading the reviews and reading what people had to say about the different doctors. My next thing that I did when I narrowed it down to a few different doctors, I believe I had 2 different clinics in mind by that point. After reading reviews, like spending a lot of time reading reviews, I went on to their websites and I did a very thorough read of their website, going to their about them, going and looking up their credentials. What is their education background? Are they not just are they board certified? That is the most important thing, but what is their education background? What courses have they taken other than just to become a surgeon? What other associations are they attached to or a part of or members of? What honors have they had, honors or awards, and what were they for? Uh, what do their before and after pictures look like? What just reading all the different parts of the website and getting a feel of the clinic and getting a feel of what they have to offer and what their idea of surgery is and what their idea, like what their not their policy, but what their idea of what they have to offer and what it means to them to be in a career like that, and get a feel for whether I think that they care or not. So then that's kind of how I narrowed it down to the surgeons that I was going to choose. Now, to some people, what might matter a lot to you is the cost. You don't want to pay a high amount, but I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it like, I already know that I'm having this surgery done, and I've done a lot of, budgeting and saving ahead of time to save up for this. And it means the surgery means a lot to me in many different ways. So the way I looked at it was, I would rather pay a few $100s more or even $1,000 more if I know that this is going to be one of the best surgeons in the area and this surgeon's going to really take good care of me and I feel like I can really trust them. After that, then when I felt good about who I was going to choose as far as research that I had done, I made a consultation appointment. And I went and I had conversations with the surgeons about the process, about what they do, about what my concerns are um, that I have about my body and what I'm looking to accomplish. I got to feel their personality, their bedside manner is super important to me. I want a surgeon that's going to listen to me, it's going to care about what I have to say, isn't going to cut me off, is going to make me feel welcome and make me feel comfortable and make me feel heard and like they care about what I think and how I feel. That's essentially how I chose who I was going to have do my surgery. I also found it very important to kind of know and have a really good idea of what I was walking into when it comes to choosing to have the surgery. I did a lot of research on precisely what it is they're going to do in that surgery room to my body. So I got a very good idea by going on YouTube, watching other vloggers who have been through the process, and watching 2-3 minute clips of other surgeons describing or even showing some graphic video of exactly what they do when they're in the surgery so that I have an idea of what's going to be done to me and if I'm still comfortable with that process. And I was. So that essentially is how I decided on who my surgeon was going to be. And I've chosen somebody in the Waterloo area who has very high standards, who has very high standings, who has amazing reviews, completely through and through. Now, this doctor isn't able to do my surgery now because something with them, they haven't been able to they're not going to be able to do surgery for a period of time. They just have some health things going on with them. So it's sad because they're an amazing surgeon, but somebody in that same clinic is going to do the surgery, and they are vetted as deeply as this surgeon was when they got this clinic, and are trusted. And I looked at their before and after videos. I looked at their information before I decided that it would be okay that this other surgeon did my surgery, and I'm totally comfortable with it, and I feel really good about my decision. I feel like I did a lot of research, and so that's like kind of the key thing that I'm saying here. Do your research. Do a lot of reading up on all the different surgeons in the area. Do a lot of review checks. Read those reviews. Just don't look for a surgeon that has 4.5 stars. Read the reviews. Read the negative reviews. Read the positive reviews. Read the dates on the reviews. Like, how current is it? How relevant is it? Go to different websites, not just Google. Go to different websites that offer reviews, just reviews, and profiles and information on different doctors. Just that's the thing I think is the most important, is make sure you do your research. Put the research and their credentials and their education and their honors and their awards and all that. Put all of that stuff first before you decide on cost. Because really, I mean, in Ontario anyway, you already know if you're going to have a tummy tuck, you already know you're walking into a price of anywhere from $9,000 to $12,000, somewhere around there, and if not maybe more. I don't know what the Toronto area is like, because I wouldn't go to Toronto because that's too far from me personally. But that's like, really, you already know you're walking into a bill like that, depending on how much work you need to have done. So really, it shouldn't be, to me, it wasn't the first priority. It wasn't the first thing that I was looking at, was finding somebody cheap, because I'd rather have them do an amazing job and me pay more and be confident and secure and safe than pay less and have a lot of complications and a lot of things go wrong and be really unhappy. So you're going to have, after you have your surgery, you're going to need to know some things that you can do to help with recovery, some things that you might need, some supplies you might need, some things that I don't know, you might not have thought of. And so I'll do a video like that next, just to give you a little idea of some of the things that I'm going to bring up. Um, uh, a shower chair, to help with showering the first little bit, a recliner, compression garments. So the surgeon at my clinic is providing one, but you have to hand wash it and air dry it. And you have to have one on 24/7. So I've bought an extra compression garment to make sure that I always have one on, because you're going to have to wear one for 6 weeks. Things like that. Just little tips and ideas of things that I'm going to do to help. So that'll be the next video, because this one's creeping up on being long enough. So I hope that some of that information helps. And if there's anything, questions that you have, or anything you think that I haven't brought up yet, put it in the comments down below and I'll address it. I'll either do another video if there's enough questions, we'll do like a Q&A, or I'll comment and I'll let you know what my answer is to any questions that you have. I'm just hoping that there are some people who can take some things from any of these videos that I have to say, and it be helpful for you in the future when you decide to go on your own journey for any kind of plastic surgery. It's a really serious decision. It's a really big decision. And I think that it's really important to get a realistic idea from people who've really had it done. So yeah, I hope that there's some information that is helpful for you, and I'll talk to you again soon.